This is the folk singer, and what we're looking at today is taking three different forms on the second string and on the third string and on the fourth string. Three different forms for making chords and stringing them together in order to get a combination that's very useful, and we'll see what that is in just a moment. But I'm going to go to the fifth, just below the fifth fret, and I'm going to push down all the second, third, and fourth strings with my index finger of my left hand. I'm going to keep them all down, and I'm just going to play those in an arpeggio form. That's a chord, of course. It's a major chord. Happens to be the C major chord because the middle note here is C, C, and then we go skip a D and we play an E on the second string, and on the fifth string, on the fourth string, we play a G, E, F, G, but it's down here. So that's a C chord, and you just keep on playing it until you get a little bit flexible, using your thumb on the lowest note, your index finger on the middle note, and on the second string you use your middle finger. And just practice that until you're comfortable. Then you start to think, Do is in the middle here, here's Re, Mi. Now I want to make a chord around the Fa. Now here's the Mi. So from here I just put this finger down on the next fret. The second string now is raised one fret by the middle finger. So now instead of this I get this. Then I take my ring finger and I go to the fourth string and raise it a full step, skipping this one. So now I have this pattern. And this pattern becomes Do, Re, Mi, Fa. And now this one becomes the Do. It becomes the base of the chord. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So. So this is another major chord, and it is the fourth chord, the F major chord, if I'm playing in the key of C. Now I'm playing the fourth chord. Take these two fingers off, I have my first chord. Back to where we started. So that's an easy change, just putting these two fingers up and down on these chords, on these strings, I'm sorry. Now, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can hear that this is the 5. I want to build a chord around that 5. So I'm going to lift this finger off and place my ring finger there. So here I am placing my ring finger on the fourth string below the fifth fret. My second finger on the third string below the fourth fret. My index finger on the second string below the third fret, and I get this form. Now the fourth string below the fifth fret has this sound, da 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 da, or up above an octave it sounds like this, and that is the root of this chord. So now it's a Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So. This happens to be the G, G, A, B, C, D. So this is a G major chord. And it is a form that's very closely linked, because if I substitute this finger here for this, I get my C that I started from. So I can move from my C, add these two fingers for my F, take them off again for my C, and then switch to this form for the G and come back to the C. 3 chords using 3 separate forms, but the forms are so closely linked that I can produce the first chord of a scale, the 4th chord of the scale, and the 5th chord of the scale very easily. And just to make it a little more difficult, you realize, I think, that since it's a form, you can do this anywhere. So if I'm playing in C, and want to go to D, I go up here and do the same thing again. But for now, let's just stay in C. I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. These chords will do a lot of work, and these forms make them easy to play. We're not yet using the outer strings, but we will get to that in later lessons.